So my name is Mina Shahid, and I'm the co-founder of Numida. Numida builds digital and financial products to help Ugandan small businesses thrive. Raising money from friends and family in the early stage is probably the fastest way that you can get a little bit of resources to help you go and prove your product and learn about your market and your customer. That type of money usually has lower demands than trying to raise money from institutional investors, and the due diligence process is very, very quick. So I would highly recommend when you first start, go talk to your friends and your family about asking them to invest, and you can get started much faster than if you want to spend time trying to raise money from institutions. Yeah, the challenge of investing in East Africa, I think, is primarily because there hasn't really been an exit of a technology company in this market. So for foreign investors, they're looking for a comparable, but there is no comparable. And so that makes it very hard to come up with valuations and the negotiations because there isn't really an example yet of a company, a startup who has grown over 5 to 7 years and then eventually exited. So that's one of the major challenges I think that's in this market. I think it's very important as a founder to prioritize storytelling in the early days. I think like the way that you're going to get people on your team, the way that you're going to get into accelerator or incubator programs, the way that you're going to raise that first bit of cash is by the story that you tell. Because obviously at the beginning you don't have any results, you don't have customers, you don't have traction, but you have a vision. And so it's important to really hone in on what is the story that you're actually telling to people, and focus on that story and iterate on it and see what attracts more support. It's very important as well when you're telling stories not to exaggerate too much, not to lie. Your story needs to be believable of what is actually possible in this market. So if you say, oh, in Uganda I'm going to be $1 billion company in 3 years, that's probably not very believable for a lot of investors because that's never happened before. And so it's important that you know who your audience is and you don't exaggerate too much to the point of lying about what you're doing. In terms of the advice that I would give to early stage entrepreneurs is really just focus, period. Focus is key. So instead of chasing every grant and every accelerator opportunity and every funder that comes through, focus first on actually building a product that people use. And if you are able to do that and able to show like, well, I have 50 customers who are paying me, or I have 100 customers who are paying me, that's going to make your life a lot easier when it comes to raising money and to getting into accelerator, incubator programs, and finding the resources that you need to grow.